can know what we are. So, what the first child got is 40%, second born 0.24, and the youngest got the remainder. So what we did first is to let the total amount of money be M. So the firstborn got as 40%, we had to convert it into a fraction. So 40% of 100, if you reduce 40% of 100 times the total amount of money, you get 2 over 5M. So the fraction for the firstborn is 2 over 5 of the total money M. So what was the remainder? The remainder is 1, because 1 is for the whole number, is that 1 for the whole amount of money, 1 is for the whole amount of money. So 1 minus 2 over 5. 2 over 5 is the fraction of the first child. So you get the remainder. So where there is 1, you change it and make it 5 over 5. 5 over 5 is the same as 1. Then minus 2 over 5. What is 2 over 5? 2 over 5 is the fraction of the firstborn. So you get what remained after the firstborn taking some money. So therefore what remained is 3 over 5. Now, going back, this is now our remainder. Now when you go back to the question, they say the secondborn got 0.24 of the remainder. So also have to change 0.24 into a fraction. Right now it is a recurring decimal, and you have to convert it into a fraction. So that's what we did by converting it to a fraction. By saying 0.24 to a fraction, we say let R be equal to 0.24. But 24 is one which is repeating itself. Why? Because when you look at that question, the bar is drawn on 2 and 4. So it is 24, 24, 24 that keeps on repeating. So therefore we have 0.24, 24, 24, 24, and so on. But we can decide to pick only 0.24 as our digits. Also here we can say 0.24 because it is 24 which is repeating. These ones indicate that there are also other those digits which repeat. So we said that let our first equation be R equals to 0.24. But we also know that even here there is also a 2 what? There is also a 24. So we have so if at all 24 is the one which is repeating, so it's only having only 2 decimal places. 24. Before adding that 24, it was 24. 2 decimal places. So that means that we multiply times it is 1 decimal place which is repeating it, so you multiply times 10. So since there are 2 decimal places, so you multiply times 100. So 100 on both sides. So the first equation, so we have 100 times R this side, and also 100 times 24 this side. So we go to the second equation by getting 100R equals to, if you multiply 0.2424 times 100, you get 24.24. Then afterwards we subtract the second equation minus the first equation. The second equation, you must subtract sideways, this side alone and also this side alone. So this side alone is going to be 100 minus R. So that's why we have 100 minus R. And also this side we say equals to, then this side we shall have 24.24 minus 0.2424. That's what which is there. So we shall have here, so we shall get, we shall have this minus that. So therefore, what do you remain with here? You get 99 plus 24.24 minus 0.24, you get this. Okay, so therefore, we shall have 99R equals to 24, and then divide both sides by 99, and our recurring fraction is 8 over 33. So therefore, if the secondborn, they said has 0.24 recurring, 0.24 recurring. So 0.24 is the same as 8 over 33. And therefore, we can say he got 8 over 33 of the remainder, because that's what they say, that the second 0.24 of the remainder. So therefore, this means that instead of having that recurring decimal, we are going to have a fraction which is 8 over 33. of the remainder. Now, what was our remainder? Our remainder was 2 over 3, 3 over 5. So therefore, he got 8 over 33 times 3 over 5, which is 24 over 165. Now, to remind you in the question, when you look at the question here, they said that the second born revealed to you that he got 24,000. I don't know whether you are reading this third sentence here or the third line. The second born revealed to you that he got 34,000. So therefore, if that's what he got, then we use that and we say, since we want to say this fraction here, which is 24 over 165, so 24 over 165 times the total amount of money gives us what the second born got. So in other words, this is the total amount of money which they shared. And when you use this, you use the fraction of the second born and also the money that he shared, so that you get the total amount. So you have 24 over 165 times m equals to this. And then here we cross multiply. So after cross multiplying, we got our answer there. Our answer there. When you cross multiply, you have 24m equals to 24,000 times 165. And then afterwards, we divide both sides by 24. And we shall have our m as 165,000. So that's the total amount of money, and that's where we had stopped. Okay. Now, they are telling us in the question, if you look at the question there, they are telling us to determine how much money did the first and the last child get. So let us get what the first child got. So they said that the first child got 40% of the money. 40% of the money. So remember, our money is 165,000. So we shall say the first child. So for the first child got 40% of the money, of the total money, total amount of money. And that is 40% of M. But our M, we already know it. So this is going to be 40 out of 100 times M. But our M is 165,000. That. So we can cross the zeros, can cross this one and this, then this and this. Therefore, remain with 4 times 165. There are 2 zeros here. So if we multiply that, I don't know what you get there from your end. What do you get when you multiply that? So if you multiply that, we shall have 4 times 16500, and we shall have 66,000 there. 66,000. So we shall write this equals to 66,000. I know some of you don't have calculators now, but I can help you. So that's the first child. That's what you got. So let us see what the last child got. So going back to the question. Remember, this lesson is recorded. I'll be posting this video in your group and then be able to see. And for that student who's in North, we shall add you also in the group so that you updated. So let us see what is in the question here. They're saying, determine how much money did the first and the last child got. They're saying that the last child, and the remainder is given to the youngest child. The youngest child gets the remainder. So therefore, we need to find the remainder that remains after all this. And this is now two-way easy. So what we are going to do, who can tell us? What are we going to do in that case? because we have the first child was 66,000. The second child got 24,000. And we know the total amount, our total is 160 what? 165,000. So how do we get the amount for the third child? I'm posing a question to you. Anyone? How do you get the amount for the third child?
Teacher, for me, I think we should subtract the total with the total amount of money got by the first and the second child.
First, subtract the total amount of money go to the first and second child. Okay, that's okay. Gabriel,
Total amount of.
Thank you, Georgia. What do you have to say, Gabriel? Gabriel, what do you have to say? I'm seeing Benita is also online. Benita, welcome. Benita, I've been following.
I think it will mean like, I think it's just the same way she said, we subtract the first born and the second born's sum from the total.
All right, so we first get to the sum. That's what I was looking for. So we first get to the sum of the first and the second child. So our sum for the two children is going to be equal to, so it's going to be equal to 6,000 plus 24,000. From that end, give me the answer from your side there.
So it's 90,000.
It's 90,000. 66,000, and prove that 66,000 plus 24,000. You get 90,000. Correct. So you should have 90,000. So now we find the remainder.
Shall we subtract the remainder?
So
that's the other sum.
So it says it's going to be the total minus the sum. Okay. So, and then our total is 165,000 minus the sum, which is 90,000. Okay, from that end, do you have the answer?
So we are still calculating. So it's 75,000.
75,000. So to prove that, let us say 165,000 minus 90,000. Indeed, you get 75,000. That is correct. So we shall have 75,000. So, and there we can make our conclusion by saying that the first child got 66,000. Second child got 24,000. And the third child got 75,000. Okay, with that point, we have finished the question, part A of that question. Let us move on and we go to the next question there, part B of the question. If you have any question, you can ask. No question, we move. Okay, so they are saying determine the simplified area of the goat shed in centimeters in form of A to the power N. Now, we are seeing here there is a pop-up saying running out of time. Remember, this lesson is supposed to be for 40 minutes only, but don't worry. When this lesson ends, we go back to the end, and that will be the last time we are joining, because we end at exactly 4. Now, looking at this, they are saying that Mr. Chintu also plans to construct a goat. I'm on the second last line or the third last line on the bottom, or call it the fourth line after 24,000. Mr. Chintu also plans to construct a goat shed for his goats. The base should be rectangular to fit a corner allocated for his family. The corner is of area 2.5 meters squared. So that is the area, it is 2.5 meters squared. And the dimensions of the goat shed are 128 by 256 to the power 3/4 centimeters. The question is to determine the simplified area of the goat shed in centimeters in the form of a to the power a in index 4. So we have to get the area in centimeters. In other words, it must be in squared centimeters. So what should we do with this? So let us see. They're saying it should be rectangular. They're saying the base should be rectangular to fit the corner allocated by his family. The corner is of area this, and the dimensions of the goat shed are this. So let us look at the dimensions of the goat shed. So they'll say the dimensions of the goat shed are there 128 centimeters by 256 to the power 3/4 centimeters. Okay, take you back there. That's what I've written there. The goat shed is 128 centimeters by that. Wow. So they want us to get it in terms of a to the power n. We are writing the area in the form of a to the power n. We are writing it in form of that. So remember, this is rectangular. Maybe it is like this. And you have 128 centimeters by 256 to the power 3/4. Wow. That's the width. So we know this is the length. I know this is the width. So area is given as, area of a rectangle is given as length times width. So we are going to multiply 128 times 256 to the power 3. Okay. So now, this question here, it's about area, but there is a hidden topic inside there. There are two hidden topics which are there. One of them is prime factorization. The other one is indices. Prime factorization and indices. We have to prime factorize 128 and also prime factorize 256. So let us first start with 1 to 8. Prime factorize it. So 1 to 8, if you prime factorize it, in other words, you start by dividing by 2. So 1 to 8 divided by 2, you get 64. 64, if you divide it by 2, you get 32. 32, if you divide it by 2, you get 16. And 16, if you divide it by 2, you get 8. 8 divided by 2, you get 4. And 4 divided by 2, you get 2. Then 2 divided by 2, you get a 1. So therefore, here we can say that 1 to 8 is the same as 2 to the power 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 to the power 7. And we are done with that. So we are done with 1 to 8. We first prime factorize 1 to 8 and then also prime factorize 256. Now let us move on and prime factorize 256. 256. If you divide 256 by 2, which answer do you get? Yes?
Shall we get 1 to 8?
You get 1 to 8. So get 1 to 8. Okay, and then we move on. So 1 to 8, which is the same, which is here. So it's going to be very easy for us. So 1 to 8 divided by 2 is 64. 64 divided by 2 is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Therefore, we can conclude that 256 is the same as 2 to the power 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the power 8. Okay, so now after getting this and this, so where you have 1 to 8, you replace it with 2 to the power 7. So remember, our area was 1 to 8 by 256 to the power 3 over 4. So 1 to 8 is the same as 2 to the power 7 times 256 is the same as 2 to the power 8 again to the power 3 over 4. See that? So therefore, we shall simplify this. We shall have 2 to the power 7 times, if you have a base power to a power, a number and a power and another power, here you multiply the powers. You just multiply them. So you have 2 to the power 8 times 3 over 4. You multiply the powers. So here you get by 4 once, by 4 you get 2 here. And therefore you get 2 to the power 7 times 2 to the power, remember here we have 2. So 2 times 3 is 6. Okay.
Excuse me, teacher. Teacher.
Yes, I'm listening.
I've not understood this 2 to power 8 and that power, or 3 out of 4.
Okay, what you should know that in indices, if you have a number to a power and again to another power, what you need to do is you need to multiply the powers so that the number becomes like this: a to the power n times m. So you multiply the powers. Yeah, right. Have you got it? Yes? Did you get it? So what was our power? Was 2 to the power 8 and again power 3 over 4. So here you say 2 to the power 8 and you just multiply the other power like that. So like now you now concentrate on that. So this one will give you have 8 over 1 times 3 over 4. So by 8 once, by 4 once, by 4, 2. You see that? So you can have 8 times 3, which is 24, over 1 times 4, which is 4. They divide and you get 6, like that. So that's why you have 6 here. Now this lesson is going to end. Afterwards, you come back and so you just add the powers. 2 to the power 7 plus 6. When you come back, should be having the answer of that. So that we move on to part C. And also if you have questions, you can have them. But I'm going to post this video on our WhatsApp group. So time is still there. So what do you get? 2 to the power 7 plus 6, what do you get?
13.
All right.
Yeah.
So that is the answer they wanted. And these are centimeters